So good evening and welcome to our very first game of the week. That's right, the season is upon us, a few days to go. Supporters are in the ground. We've got a fantastic first game to kick off. Most likely the two favourite teams for the league this year, which is Nadur against Ghajnsielem. So we're all ready to go. Football is back and we're all ready to kick off on this game on Friday evening. Just supporters, remember, if you're heading off to the ground for this game, remember you will need to bring your vaccination card to get entry into the ground, so it's very important that you bring that along with you. And a few changes as well, of course, this year. We are running a pay-per-view system. You just go onto Gozo Football, you'll find all the links, and if you see at the moment now at the bottom of the screen as I'm talking to you, you'll see all the relevant information that you'll need. So let's get the season off with an interview with Nadur's manager Branko, and yeah, it's back, football's back, let's enjoy it. So, welcome, first interview this season, football's back, how excited are we?
Well, first interview, but first match of the season, no? That's what makes us exciting, not interviews, yeah?
Exactly.
Yeah, well, after the previous season was interrupted premature, we were all looking forward to start playing football again. So just playing football will make us fulfilled, no?
Absolutely.
So if something else comes extra, tipo good play, good results, it will make our lives, all of us, much better. Yeah?
Exactly. It was a tough end, wasn't it? It's hard to just cut.
Yeah, it was a little bit in a sad way, but you realize, look, things are not in your hands, so you can't change the things. The past is past. We got over it, and we think about the future. We started working quite early on our plans for the coming season, and preparation also started early, first week of June. In the meantime, the club worked very hard to bring some additional players, to replace the players who left. So I think a lot of work has been done, and we're looking forward for the start of the new season.
And it's a proper pre-season this year. I mean, you've had a good build-up starting in June. You've had a really good work ready. So you're really prepared and ready to go, I think.
Mm-hmm. Some kind of ideal preparation would be around 6 weeks, but again, preparation depends on the off-season. If you stay not playing 2 months, then preparation has to be longer.
Yeah.
If top teams, top players, they stop playing for 2-3 weeks, they don't need to prepare long, So in our case, because we stopped for 2 months, we decided to make it a longer preparation.
Exactly. Just to touch on the ins and outs, could you give us some information who's left the club and who you brought in for the season, please, Branko?
Well, there were some changes, both with foreigners and local players, right? From foreigners last year we had 4, 2 have left. Rodolfo had left. He's in Malta Premier League now with Gudia, and Jorge Santos striker. Instead of them, we brought another 2 Brazilians again. Okay. It seems that we have trust in them, and in the friendly matches we played, it showed that they clicked very quickly together. So 2 new defenders, we have defender from 2 new foreigners, defender Lucao. Last year he played in Zaytun, and we have Judy. He came from Brazil. Last season played in Brazil. And regarding the local players, new additions are Joseph Zamit from Sanat and Jose Mario Vela from last year with Victoria.
Correct.
Right. And new goalkeeper, new goalkeeper, Pascal Saliba. He came from Zebuj. And that's it for now. Okay. Jordi is there, but Jordi is the player who was player of Nadur. He is back. He was on a loan. Jordi Paris, yes, he is back with us. So this is it. At the moment we are a squad of 19-20, and I think sufficient to start.
Fantastic. Okay, let's talk about starting then. What a great game. I mean, we have this. It's the first game of the week for the season, and it really is the game of the week. I mean, probably, if I can say, most likely the 2 favourites really at this stage. I would say so, to get the championship. So, how important is this game to get off to a great start?
Well, every new venture you have, the beginning is always important. However, this season we have 3 rounds. So even if something doesn't happen good in the first round, let's say, there is still second round, third round to correct certain things. Yes, it is a big match. Expectations are that them and us and Victoria is there always. Shevkia, I don't know this year how they're going to be. I didn't see them.
Good signings.
Yeah, but who knows? Maybe some other teams, tipo Oratory or Sanat, can surprise with something, So we'll see. It's too early to say. We know that them and us probably are the challengers, but I wouldn't exclude any other team either. Yeah.
Okay, so for the kick-off then, basically coming to the game, we don't have any injuries for the squad now at this early stages?
Injuries that player cannot train, no, we don't have. But we have two players coming back from some light injuries, I would say like that. So I believe by Friday everyone should be 100%.
Fantastic. And the last question really, before I wish you good luck, is going to be nice to have the supporters back as well into the stadium.
Supporters, yes, yes, of course, of
What a
course,
difference that
of
makes.
course, of course. Yeah, it makes a lot of difference. You know, playing in front of empty stadium,
It's tougher.
but playing in front of crowd of few hundreds, you know, it will make a lot of difference. You know,
Yeah.
and sometimes supporters can help a lot. You know, because you know the season is long, there will be ups and downs, and then that extra push from 12th player, how we usually
we always
say,
say,
yeah,
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 that's
supporters can be beneficial for every team, you know, including us. So I hope and I believe that they will support us and that they will help us whenever we need them.
Fantastic. Well, we'll be there taking the game up. We'll talk to you hopefully pre-match, just a quick sort of update before you start the game. And Brendan, thanks so much as always for joining us on AMA Livestream Game of the Week. And we look forward to watching the game.
You're very welcome. Let's get going.
Let's do this.
Thanks.
Thanks so much, Franco. So, welcome back to part 2 of the Game of the Week. Currently at the Ghajnsielem training ground, where we're just about to have our interview with the head coach, Daniel Bogdanovic, who will be joining us in just one moment. So, Daniel, coach, new season, new start, supporters back in the ground. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, you know, it's been a while. You know, the way season ended last year, it was a bit disappointing from the outcome point of view, you know, from the results, because we were unbeaten, you know, and we did really well. We're 6 points ahead of everyone, and you know, we're eager to repeat what we did last year, and you know, keep going from where we left.
It was really my first question. The game that we're starting with was going to be the last game of last season. So you go up against Nadur, you were points clear. A result there would have been pretty much sealed. I think if you got a result there, you know. And so my question is, when that happens, where'd you start? Where'd you pick the players up again? Where'd you refocus? Because it's got to be pretty disappointing.
You know, it's just, you know, I have to leave these things behind you. You know, it's a fresh start, new season, new objectives, new players, and you know, that's why we refreshed a bit the squad. So, you know, we brought in few new lads who can give us something different, new motivations, and you know, we as a technical staff, you know, we try to motivate them and give them challenges in every session, you know, to keep them, you know, aggressive and mentally sharp. So we'll see what happens.
Can you talk us through what's happened, outs and ins, before the season starts? You've had players leave and players in. Could you let us know?
Yeah, well, as I said, we signed a couple of local lads, and we have two new overseas players as well. So, you know, we had some issues with one of our overseas players. We had to change at the last minute, but you know, it's part of I guess part of being you know, on the other side of the pitch. You know, it's when you're a player, you just, you know, you just play football.
Exactly.
When you switch off to other things, then everything else comes in. So,
absolutely.
but you know, we as a club, we dealt well with it. You know, in the last minutes, we brought in a new lad and what we needed. So hopefully they're gonna give us a push for the season.
Have you lost players since last season?
Yeah, we lost 3 players from last year, 4 actually from last year. You know, and you know, it's one of those things where you know, it's football. You know, players want new challenges, new things. You know, some players didn't have their you know, they were not happy with the minutes they had last year. So
of course,
you know, it's you have to just accept it. You know,
it's balance.
Well, you know, it is what it is. You know, everyone wants to play. We've got 22 players. You know, not everyone is going to get the same minutes. So it's just, you know, being prepared and giving the best to the team. And then, you know, at the end of the day, if you're not happy where you are, you know, just, you know, we wish them well and I wish them good luck for the season.
Absolutely. Would you say you could be stronger this season? I mean, do you think you're a few changes have made? Would you think you're stronger this season going forward, or are you about the same? Or
well, to be fair, I'm confident that we are stronger individually with the quality of the players that we've got now we have to see if that's going to be transferred to the team, you know, and the results. But individually, I believe we are stronger than last year. But then again, you know, it's having 3, 4 new players adapt to the way we play football. It's not something can happen very quickly. So try and adapt, you know, give them time to settle in from from a mental point of view, because the way we play football, it's a bit different
Right.
to what they're used to. So you know, it takes time. Hopefully, they're gonna click as soon as possible. You know.
The way it did end last season, but I think the positive is that you've also had a very strong pre-season. You've had much more time to prepare than probably you would normally. Would that be right?
Yeah, well, we started off this season. We started off fairly, you know, early. So nothing has changed from last year when it comes to pre-season. You know, we
Right.
played the same amount of games.
Okay.
So everything is up as planned. You know, we expected the season to start around this period of the year. So you know, we planned it, and luckily it did start when we expected it. So you know, everything is according to plan. We're no injury issues, no COVID quarantine issues and
Right.
stuff like that. So
Was one of the questions that your squad's all good, no major
yeah,
issues.
no, we are full. We had a couple of few muscle tightness and muscle injuries from the preseason games, but you know everyone's settled in now, so we're all fit. And,
Cool.
you know, a harder job for me to do. You know, to choose the first 11.
Always is. The old cliche is, you know, that's a nice problem to have. Is that right? You know, to have many to choose from. It's a nice problem.
You know, it's a nice problem. You know, you know, I've heard managers talking. You know, my squad is too long, my squad is too big. I can't accommodate everyone. Well, I'd rather have 50 players than have 18, if you ask me. You know,
Absolutely.
and then it's their job to fight for the first 11. You know, we don't have preferences in this club. You know, we don't have favorites in this club. If you deserve to play, you play. If you don't, you have to work harder and
To get in.
to get in. So
Exactly.
you know.
And supporters back. It's got to be good.
Yeah, I hope.
Makes a
Yeah,
difference.
it's a bit complicated from what I heard, buying the tickets due to online and the way it's done. But you know, hopefully
They'll work it out.
yeah, they work it out, and there'll be some people at the stadium finally. You know, it's
Makes a difference.
yeah, it does. You know, whatever the outcome of the game will be, but you know, it's always nicer to have that atmosphere where you know. I'd rather have 5 guys in there than no one. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's
Absolutely.
still we'll see what happens. We'll see.
So my last question then, obviously, Nadur, it's a cracking opening fixture. An important one in a way, because I mean, either team getting off a good result in this first game really puts you on the front foot. So it is quite an important game to start with. A tough one, but it's important, would you say?
You know, to be fair, I don't believe in those things. I believe that the
Okay.
next game is the most important game for me. You know, if we can play Nadur, we can play Hotspur, Shoki, Escape. For me, it doesn't make any
Game at a
difference.
time.
No, for me, no. We prepare every game to go out and win, regardless of who we're playing. So. You know, and nothing's changed. So you know, we know that the opponent is stronger than some of other opponents. You know, individually and as a team, because they're a good team. They invested well in their squad, in their coaching staff as well. So they're a complete squad. You know, and it's going to be a good game. You know, we'll give them a good run for
sure.
their money.
Well, from our point of view, it's a cracking game to start this evening with. We're all looking forward to it. I'll let you get back to the boys. We look forward to see you at the game on Friday.
Yeah, sure.
Good luck. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks,
buddy.
Coach.